It has been with us for thousands. Scratch that. Billions of years. Weather can affect anything from us to, the Earth. But what is weather, and how can it affect us? Welcome to Weather or Not. Weather can affect many things, but what exactly is weather? Well, we have a weather scientist, Dr. David Suess, here to explain for us. David?
Well, according to the knowledge of my brain, weather is... Hey, camera guy, can you pass me that book right over there, that dictionary?
Wait, this one?
Yeah, just really fast, so no one will hear us, okay?
Wait, what is a dictionary?
Action!
So, not there yet. There. Well, wax. Okay, here we go. Weather is defined as the state of atmosphere at a place and time as respond to regards to heat, cloudiness, dryness, wind, rain, and etika. Wait, etika? What is? So we are here with my camera crew outside, and weather can be differentiated by many different things. One thing that weather can be differentiated is by air masses. Tropical air masses are air masses that are usually in the north, making weather there very hot. Polar air masses are the exact opposite, making the weather there very cold. Continental air masses form over land, making the weather there very dry. And maritime air masses form over the sea, making the weather very, very wet. These air masses can combine with the not exact opposites to form two distinct attributes. For example, a continental air mass can combine with a tropical air mass to form a hot and dry weather climate.
Hi, we're back with me and Dr. David Suess. Doctor?
Well, according to my notes, the border of two or more air masses are called fronts. There are many fronts, 4 to be exact.
Could you tell me about one of these fronts?
One of them is the cold front. As the name says, are cold, no duh. A cold front moving into an area usually brings humid weather with lots of precipitation.
Well, when do they bring these types of weather? Before, during, after?
Warm and dry or warm and moist weather are common before a cold front passes. While the cold front is over an area, you can expect lots of precipitation, wind, and thunderstorms in general. After the cold front passes, you can expect cold and dry or cold and moist weather. Cold fronts can also lift up moist air, causing a squall line. If you're not sure what a squall line is, it is a thin line of thunderstorms that is sometimes formed during a cold front. Oh my god, are these noodles?
Thank you for that definition that you were very familiar with, but how can you tell that a cold front has passed?
Well, we can look at the sample of our data for this. Here in Narnia.
We're not in Narnia.
Here in Lake Orion, we experienced a cold front passing over from April 22nd to April 24th. On the 22nd, it was 46 degrees, relatively warm before the cold front had passed. On the 23rd, it was even warmer at 68 degrees, again before the cold front had passed. Finally, on the 24th, the temperature dropped to 37 degrees and had rain, as the cold front had finally reached Narnia. Lake Orion.
Wow, excellent job, Dr. Suess. Now I know there are cold fronts. But are there any other types of fronts?
Yes, one of them is the warm front. They bring warm weather, like their title. Before a warm front, you can expect cold and dry or cold and moist weather. Warm fronts can cause precipitation and even, sometimes, severe or violent weather. After a warm front passes, the air will be warm and dry or warm and moist. Evidence of this is shown on April 25th and April 27th. During this time, the temperature increased 14.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Another front is the occluded front. These are fronts that form when a fast-moving cold front overtakes a warm front. Before an occluded front arrives, the weather conditions are either warm and moist or warm and dry. During an occluded front, there is low atmospheric pressure and the temperature changes. Also, cumulonimbus clouds form when possible thunderstorms. Finally, after an occluded front passes, the conditions are either cold and dry or cold and moist. An occluded front has recently passed us on April 25th. Here in Lake Orion, before April 25th on April 24th, the precipitation amount was 0.46 inches. There was an intermittent rain and the temperature was 37.2 degrees Fahrenheit. On the 25th of April, the temperature was 37.6 degrees Fahrenheit. On the 26th of April, the temperature was 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, the last front is the stationary front. Stationary fronts are stationary. They can move really slowly, but most likely they don't move at all. A stationary front is formed when a warm front or a cold front stops moving. During a stationary fronts sometimes form mid-latitude cyclones and cloudy wet weather. After a stationary front, the front either becomes a cold or warm front. An example of a stationary front happened in April 17th to April 19th in Michigan. In this period, there was a lot of rain and thunderstorms, notified in red and yellow, and the temperature pretty much stayed the same, in the 50s to 40 degree region.
Oh, we're filming. Hi. We're sorry that Dr. Suess couldn't make it today. His cat was sick with bird flu virus. He was going to tell us about how weather affects houses, but we got another scientist for that. Dr. Haus. Here he comes now. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mr. Narrator person. I'm Dr. Haus, an expert of house building and requirements. So you could really say that I'm a veterinarian of houses.
Well, could you tell me about how weather affects houses?
Well, houses are built differently because of weather. For example, here in Michigan, we have asphalt shingles. But in Florida, where they have lots of wind from hurricanes, they use clay shingles to resist the wind.
Well, that's mildly interesting. Could you tell me anything else?
Well, there's also the matter of snow. Here in Michigan, we get snow. So houses, if you'll look at that roof right there, have angled roofs so that the snow can just slide right off. In Florida, that doesn't matter so much. But here, if you had a flat roof, all the weight of the snow would make it collapse.
This is what would happen if you had a flat roof. Well, that's more interesting than the last fact.
Well, I've got one more little bit of information. It's about heating. Here in Michigan, it's cold, just like anywhere else in the north. So we use insulation inside of the walls. This keeps our heat in. But in Florida, you want to stay cool, not be hot. So they use reflective paint to reflect the sunlight and reflect the heat.
Well, thank you for your time, Dr. Haus. I'm
You're
sure
welcome.
most of you have learned something new today. We're on the lake with the world-renowned boat scientist, Dr. Vessel. Hello, Doctor.
Yarn, matey. Boats are pretty cool. Too bad weather hurts them. And that's why I invented boatology, to study the weather that affects boats. In my spare time, I customize and save boats from the weather affecting me babies.
I see you really like your boats, and you like to strain your voice. Have you got any tips for boaters going out in violent weather?
That I do, matey. First of all, don't go into bad weather in the first place.
What can happen to boats that way?
Thunderstorms can cause waves that can roll your boat over, and that not be a good day, matey. Also, the lightning from the storm can shock any antennas you have in the boat. Make sure to retract them, and also find shore on the beach for your boat, matey.
Wow, thanks for the tips. So the next time you're on a boat, I'm on a boat! Watch out for violent weather. In addition to boat travel, weather can affect air travel. We have a world-renowned aeroplane scientist, Dr. Helly-Copter, in the studio. Hello, Doctor.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
have you met Dr. Vessel? He's my bro.
Wow, he looks a lot like you.
I took the air, he took the sea. Jeez, he's such a salty sea dog. And with me, you'll reach new heights.
Pay attention and don't be an airhead. We're gonna learn about how weather affects plane travel.
I know it sounds pretty obvious, but the #1 cause of flight delays is bad weather. About 150 flights are delayed every single day around the world. One type of weather that affects air travel is thunderstorms with severe turbulence.
Man, I hate turbulence on my flights, man.
Yeah, you know it, man. Wind can also play a role in upward drafts, downward drafts, and microburst, a very localized column of sinking air.
Any other things that can affect air travel?
And many other disruptions include hail, strong precipitation, and icing, which is the deformation of ice on the airplane. These disturbances lead to canceled flights and delays. A delay is defined as a flight that is more than 15 minutes behind schedule.
Well, wow, thanks for your time, Helly-Copter. I'm sure we learned a lot today.
Don't mention it. Like, ever. Don't mention it.
Oh, okay.
And just remember to visit me in my crew on Northeast Airlines, reaching new heights.
Hi, it's me, the director. Thanks for watching our movie. I have to thank Eric, Trevor, David, and especially my brother Austin, right here, who helped a lot. Thanks for sitting through this very long movie. I'm sure it was taking up most of our time. But what did we learn? That weather can affect many things. Thanks for watching, whether or not. Roll credits. I said roll credits!